Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time on the YSN channel, I have a fellow YouTuber, fellow podcast host, Ron Stuivants in the building. Ron, what's up, man? Talk to the
Not
people.
much, man. It's been cooling all day. I'm not gonna lie. Before this, I was at the gym hooping, and then I ran into some people, so I got to talking to them, and then now we're here.
And speaking of hooping at VCU's own Carey Street Gym, Ron, segue, how did we meet?
I actually met through hooping. Met Yanni through when he was refing for intramurals, and I was in intramurals for both my freshman spring and fall semesters. So we didn't really talk like that, but like once spring semester hit, I got cool with Yanni through intramurals, basketball refing, and then like seeing him at the gym all the time.
Do you remember that? That's true, first of all. But I think the first time like I actually started to talk to you was you came in the I remember I used to go in the mornings. You came with Thomas one time. It was
Oh,
like
early mornings, yeah.
yeah.
When it was closing afternoon, yeah, it just started opening up. I remember that, yeah.
So that was the first time like we actually started like speaking when I saw each other. I would always give you like, the head nod when you see people that you know. But
Facts.
but yeah, man. So I know Ron since then. Like half the people I met at VCU, I met them through like intramural or basketball. So like that was a huge thing for me, just like meeting everybody and connecting and brought me a lot of cool friends, cool people to know. So and Ron is one of those. So Ron is also, like I said, a host of his own podcast behind closed doors. Co-hosted it with Steven. I don't want to mess up Steven's last name, but shout out Steven. I'll put his Instagram up right here. But yeah, Ron, tell me about yourself. Tell the people like, your upbringing, where you at right now, and go ahead.
So name is Ron Stuivants. I just go by Ron or Stu. That's what a lot of people have been calling me for like the last couple of years. So I just let it ride like that. It's pretty easy, and I just like hearing those nicknames. I was born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, but I only spent like the first 3 years of my life there. I was really raised in like the 757 Norfolk area. So when people ask me, I usually just tell them I was born up north, but I was really raised basically from Norfolk, Virginia. Sophomore year here at VCU, 19. I'm an info systems major. I switched from computer science. I couldn't do all the math and science. So info systems was a bit easier and I could still learn more business side of things and then technology, combine those. Where I'm at now, Grayson Broad, if anybody at VCU knows, Grayson Broad over near Village Cafe. I'm there right now with a couple of my suite mates. As y'all see the room in the back, got the hats, the posters, LED lights. So it's on some cool stuff, really. Upbringing wise, I could say I was probably middle. I had it better than a lot of people, but still not the best compared to other folks. I would say that, but I wouldn't really trade it for nothing. It's trials and tribulations in everybody's lives, and then those trials and tribulations have led me here, basically networking and meeting a lot of new people and putting me in better positions, basically.
For sure, man. I definitely agree with that last statement, man. Because, like I don't know if you saw the one I did with Eric, but basically, so my like college life started at community college. So I stayed there. It was supposed to be for 2 years, but it ended up being three. So my freshman year there, like me and all my friends, we'd see everybody's stories. They're always going out, having fun at their own colleges, and we'd be sitting here in like a community college cafe. Like damn, look where we at and look where they at. But through that and through all the the stuff I had to go through with that, I ended up everything happens for a reason. I ended up at VCU, met a lot of cool people, like I said before, and the path that I took, I'm happy I took that path because it brought me to where I am now, and right now I'm in a happy place. So, yeah. So Ron, recently I saw his podcast is called Behind Closed Doors. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned that already. Go check
Yes,
that out.
sir.
I'll
At
put also
bcd.pod, he'll put all the socials,
yeah,
the
I'll put
man.
everything in the description. Don't worry. But so the last episode of the BCD pod was something pretty interesting. I would love to talk about that. However, my mom and all my family does
Nah,
watch.
I respect it. I'm on your podcast. I gotta respect rules. I
Maybe
understand them.
if we flip the switch and I hop on one day, then we could talk about that stuff. But I am interested in that topic, and I definitely have a lot to say about it. But maybe another time. We never know. But
Another convo.
another convo, man. But so Ron, like you said, sophomore year of college. What did you learn in your freshman year? and how are you going to use that now going forward as a student and just as a person in general?
Learned a lot actually freshman year. Since my freshman year, my freshman class, basically, we got the half and half treatment. I would say first half of the year for our fall semester was COVID. We were packed down. We were on lockdown for we. It was mask everywhere. The gym closed down. They closed the gym down because people weren't wearing the mask, so they just shut the whole basketball court down except for intramurals. So I didn't have basketball as an outlet to, like release myself after class or like if I want to just go get cardio in or just wanted to hoop. I didn't have that unless until intramurals, and that didn't start till like October. And that was only like once or twice a week. So it was rough not hooping for a whole couple months. It was really, really rough actually. Then what else? A lot of our stuff closed early. We didn't have a lot of workers for the food spots and all that. So we really got the short end of the stick fall semester. Spring semester got a bit better because they started to loosen up a bit, like near the last 2, 3 months where we didn't have to wear masks everywhere else except for class. What else? We had could have guests there. It was a couple like rules and stuff that they changed. But learning wise, I learned a lot. Learn that you have to put yourself out there in college. Like nobody else is gonna do it for you except you. So you have to really go out there, connect, and network yourself to other people. That's what I did my sophomore freshman year. That's how I'm in DMC. We have an executive board here at VCU, developing men of color. I'm on that now. I was super involved in that all my freshman year. That was like one of the big groups where I joined, and it really worked out for me. I met a lot of new people, whether it was in my major or it was just cool men of color that looked like me or had the same goals as me. And I really appreciated that, and that also helped me learn like networking and connecting with other people is super important in life. Like you can't say, "Oh, I want this," or "I want to make new friends," or "I want this internship, this, and that," and you're still sitting by yourself, or you're still like off standish. Like you gotta just go out there and just go for it. A quote I like to think about is like getting comfortable with the uncomfortable. Everybody has to do it in life. You don't want to always sit comfortable. You want to go do more. So you got to get uncomfortable to finally get comfortable with it. If you get what I'm trying to say, basically.
That's funny you say that,
Uh,
man. Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
go ahead. What were you about to say?
I was just saying before you say, that's funny you say that because my senior year, our yearbook, the theme was uh, get comfortable with the uncomfortable. So shout out Rockridge Class 2017. But continue what
Yeah,
you were
I
saying,
like
man.
to. I always like to think of that quote, and also keep your thoughts in control. I also like to think of that. Those are two quotes. I don't know if somebody else said it before me, but I like to think I made those quotes up, and I just followed. I try to follow those quotes all the time because in college you'll realize you have a lot of free time, and you don't have like your parents around you, like joning on you, getting on you. Like this is like all on you now. This is basically like this is your preview to how adult life is. So there's a lot of skills that you learn. There's a lot of hobbies that you pick up and learn because you just have a lot of free time. And you don't really in college, you don't really want to waste that free time. You really don't want to. But you just do something in that free time. I would never say like spend too much free time just loading around, watching Netflix, YouTube, or just in your bed. I'd say like you can get, the weekends, yeah, that's cool. Or like if you're really tired, I understand. But like a lot of time I feel like you should be productive or trying to do something with that free time. Also learned that you'll have a lot of friend groups. And also a lot of those friends will not be your friends at the end of the year. I learned that as a story I'm not gonna get into, but a group of five of us turned into a group of three of us. So
Man. Listen, man, that always happens. I feel like because if you knew me in high school, we had like maybe a group of like 15, like maybe 16. And right now I can say that as a 23-year-old, out of college, I'm like really, really, really close with like maybe five or six of them from that group. So, I mean, yeah, that happens. That's the way life goes. Sometimes it's just, people fall out, people, go focus on other things. And it may not even be no bad blood, but like people, they all have their own past. So just you need to find your own, and then if the people that want to come with you, if they come with you, then you bring them along for the ride and you try to help them find success just like you. So I feel like that's a huge part of it. Back to what you were saying earlier about how you couldn't really find your release with the courts being closed and stuff like that. I'm not like a hooper per se. I love playing basketball. I love playing with my friends. It's like it's a great way to just forget about stuff that's going on in life, just find something else to do when you're bored or something. But how has now, since everything is back open, has basketball being back fully at VCU kind of helped like your mental health and kind of like helped you sometimes refocus when you're feeling a little down or like kind of, how do I say this? Kind of burnt out at school.
Yeah, definitely. Now that it's fully back open, I was hooping. I didn't get to hoop too much over the summer because I was working like 8.5 hour days, 5 days a week. And then it was like a 25-minute drive back home. That was without traffic. If it was just traffic, it was like 30 to 45 minutes. So I didn't really get home till between 5:30 and 6. So I was already kind of tired and there wasn't too much. Like I had like 2, 3 hours of daylight. And down in Norfolk, there's not a lot of gyms that you could just get in for like free or like day passes. A lot of times you got to get a membership, and I wasn't paying for a membership. I'm only there for like 3 months. I'm going right back up to school for basically 9 months.
Yeah.
So there's no point in buying a membership. Everything else was outdoors, but you have to know people and they have to update you like, yo, it's a hoop session this time at this court.
Mhm.
So most of the time I was driving around trying to find basketball, trying to find runs, couldn't really find runs. So then I was like, damn, I gotta go back home and then I got nothing to do. So now that back on campus and hooping and it's like actual good runs, it definitely has helped me like because with basketball and me, like it's something like I can just go to and then like I can just release it all. Like I don't have to focus on nothing else around me other than getting that ball into the hoop, basically. So basketball now is it definitely has improved my mental health and it has been a good outlet right now since it's the start of a new school year and I know this school year I'm gonna be super busy.
Yeah. And speaking of that, so you said you were in IT, right?
Yeah, info systems, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So what's the classes looking like right now? How many you taking? What's the schedule looking like?
Five right now. Monday, Wednesday, Friday is like four classes. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, I know it's rough. The registration was I
Brutal.
don't even want to get into that. It was rough. So it's Univ 200 at 9 a.m., then Foundations of Business at 10 a.m., cross campus. Then it's Econ 210 at 11, and then I get a little break, and then I gotta go to accounting at 2 o'clock, and that's Monday and Wednesday. Then Friday, it's Univ again, but it's asynchronous, so you don't have to go.
Hmm.
And then it's Foundations of Business at 10, Econ at 11, and then math at like 12-ish, 1 o'clock-ish. And then Tuesday and Thursday is just math at 12:30 to 1:45. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, busy. Tuesdays and Thursdays are like my more like relaxed leeway type of days, basically. Since
So go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm also for the info systems thing, I'm in like the business foundations program right now for that. So I'm taking all those classes until I can finally declare my major like junior year, fall
Okay.
semester.
All right. So with all that, because that's a lot, are you working now too?
Nah, not at the moment. I'm not gonna lie. I'm in the mode of internships right now, trying to secure an internship for summertime.
Yeah, that's a lot. Because I remember my senior year, that's probably besides low key right now, that's probably my senior year, my last semester was probably the most I ever worked in my life. I remember because I was taking 5 classes and then obviously I worked at the gym, I was doing
Yeah,
and then I also worked at Altria Theater for people that don't go to VCU. So I was doing Altria shifts were like maybe like once or twice a week, but I would be at the gym all the time working. And then I would do my 5 classes. And then journalism students, they know this. When you take classes like intro to broadcast writing, you take what was the video class that I took with it was like the intro to like Adobe and stuff like that. You have to go in the lab, in the journalism lab with your ID, and you have to go in the editing lab for hours and hours on end. And I would do like 2 to 3 different TV packages. I'd have to get the camera. You know the people that be carrying the cameras in the roller like suitcase. Have
Yeah,
you
the
seen
big
those?
cameras.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we'd
Yeah.
have to get those, film, shoot, write scripts, edit. So I was doing all of that and doing my podcast and
Mm.
writing articles on my website. So it was, I think that was probably the craziest time of my life and just in general. But back to what you were saying, how about like you are taking 4 classes in a day? That's, I mean, where do you find time to like, sit down and, get a breather and like not realize that you're not a robot, you're a human being. So like you have needs and stuff like that. Do you get that time or do you just like, are you on full go mode the whole day?
I usually get out of class, I'm not gonna lie. If there's something important I have to do, like clean my room, do laundry, something like that, I'll do that first and then I'll go hoop. Cause the hooping time is like it's like my free kill time. I can hoop, but I'm still being active, doing something. And then I come back and then it's go mode for the rest of the night until I get tired. So that's how them days go, man. Tuesdays and Thursdays are a bit better because I have more time to like fire. I'm trying to get back into lifting, but I know I've been slacking. I'm trying to hold myself accountable right now for it. Try to do it in the morning. So then 12 o'clock comes. So I'll lift, come back, shower, breakfast, and then if I need to do notes or something real quick before class, and then notes and homework, and then hooping in the afternoon. Or whatever else I gotta do, like a meeting or something.
I see. So, like you said, you got a busy schedule and all that. Is there something, for example, I'll tell you when I like last semester when I was at school, one thing that I would do, I lived at you know what the James is?
Yeah.
Yes, I lived at the James with my 3 best friends. So I would go home, like whenever I needed to do an article or like do something for school, I would go home. I'd turn off we had a bottom floor and it was the kitchen, like a living room area. And then the second floor was 4 bedrooms, and that was all 4 of us. So I would go downstairs in the living room area. I would turn off all the lights and it'll be pitch black outside. And I put like a candle on. I flip on my laptop and I work. So that was like my boys would walk in and be like, yo, what the hell is going on? But
You're
that
like a
was like,
ritual.
yeah, that was, I mean, damn. Now you look at that, not into that, but but is there something that you do that other people may find like kind of weird, but it helps you get in the zone, or are you just like a traditional, normal like get to work kind of guy?
I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I try not to do work in here in my room
Mm.
too often because I have my game and my TV is like literally directly right next to me, like to my left. Even though I don't really watch it or play the game too much, I'm busy, I'll end up getting distracted. I may turn on TV and watch YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like it's a cozy environment in here, so I'm gonna end up getting distracted. So I try to not stay in here. I try to go to the library really. Or if I do stay in here, I put on some lo-fi hip hop mix. Get whatever work I need, write it down, and just go to work. That's what I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm like super. I gotta like something I do like a traditional type of dude when it comes down to like getting work done.
One thing I forgot to say about my thing that I do, I put the Sloan and reverb in the background. So like,
Nah, this slow to reverb be hitting. I ain't gonna lie. I haven't listened. I got a playlist on SoundCloud for it, like different artists, but I haven't listened to that. I listen to it like at nighttime when I put on some music and I'll go to sleep. That's what I usually play, slow to reverb music or like lo-fi. That's
dude,
all I listen to at night.
I discovered it like I always knew about it, but I really started listening to it. I think like April, May 2020. And like since then, like I'll send the like some of the best channels for it, bro. Whenever I would like need to do something like I said, when I would like turn off all the lights and stuff, I just had the slow maneuver in the background and I just type away. And that like it would help me focus so much and it would just get me in the zone where like I wasn't even thinking about what time it was. Like I'm not even hungry no more. I'm just working. Like that was my mindset. So it really helped. And like I can definitely relate with the lo-fi stuff. But Where's um where's your spot in the library? Because I had a spot. So where's your spot?
Spot. And I try to do rooms, even
Okay.
though like a single person in a room. You know, people be like, yo, that's kind of like mad selfish.
Mhm.
Being in a room, it helps me, especially on like the third floor. it helps me because it's like I can't really hear outside. People may hear me if I say something, but I can't hear outside really. I'm usually just like locked in on my laptop, and it's a quiet floor, so it's way better. Because sometimes I may go to the second floor if I need noise around me just to like help me focus, so I don't get too distracted by the quietness. Other than that, I'm on like the third floor really.
Mhm. I had two spots. So one was on the third floor. You know when you get out the elevator on the third floor and there's those
Hmm.
chairs like right there in the center with like the
Yeah.
wooden desk. So when I always just sit at those, and then but that was like once in a while because I like noise around me when I work. Unless I had to write a paper. If I had to write a paper, I'd go third floor. But anything else, I would go the second floor near the window, like towards like the so
Near the commons, like that commons type of window, or
nah, no, no, no. The window facing Schaefer. So you
I
know
know
those
exactly.
like those big ass chairs?
Yeah,
Yeah. So
exactly what you're talking about.
I would always grab one of those. So that was my main spot. The third floor was like once in a while, but the second floor that was my main spot. So speaking of spots, you've been on campus for, a year and some change now. What's like your friend group when y'all want to go somewhere and just chill and like just talk? Me and my friends, we always used to, when we lived on Broad Street, we always
Hmm.
went on the road to play Uno. That was like our thing. Do you have like a spot on campus where you always go to chill?
I'm not gonna lie, nah. Like outside of DMC and basketball,
Hmm.
I don't really like text or kick it with people like that. I'm not gonna lie to you. So it hasn't been times where it usually if I do, we just walk around. But I don't have like a spot we just go to like chill. I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to do like things within the suite. Like I'm having like a game night with some folks on Sunday just to, meet people, have people get meeting, have people meet each other and then like we all having fun around, basically.
For sure. And what games? What games you play?
Trying to you'll have Uno, that's a classic game night.
I thought you was talking about like console, bro.
No, 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 no.
Okay,
We talk about like the classic game
okay,
night, like with
okay.
board games, food, snacks. So we'll have Uno, and then we'll see what other people bring game wise. But just Uno at the moment. Hopefully, we can get something else going.
I feel you.
But if needed, I'll just order just like a game or two off Amazon, like a card game or something off Amazon. Get it in by the next day before Sunday. So
So I'll talk about a couple more topics before we end things, but you said you're from the 757. You're from
yeah,
Norfolk specifically.
yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, so it's crazy. I've lived in Virginia since I was 11. I've never been like past Richmond. Like I've driven past like Blacksburg and like stuff like that, but I've never stayed in Virginia Beach. I've never been to Norfolk. Wow, Norfolk, Roanoke. I've never like I don't even know what they look like. So
What? Nah, not staying in the 7-5 is crazy.
yeah, I've never been, man. So when I was first at VCU, my first like 3 or 4 months, I was mad homesick. Did you have that feeling when you first came to school? How
So
like
I can't even lie. Yeah, I did first semester. Yeah, it was rough. Like it's first time away from like home. You're away from mom, dad. You're on your own basically. So it's like it's a lot of things you have to adapt to and like change. And then it was like I'm not in like a familiar environment. I'm not around familiar people. I'm around like a bunch of random people I've never seen before or never met. And this is like me applying myself, like things I did and learned at home now on my own with a roommate next to me, basically.
hmm And did you have a cool roommate?
He was cool. He wasn't really ever in the room like that. I'm not gonna lie. Shout out Ariak. He wasn't really ever in the room, but he was cool people, so I'm not gonna lie. We was in GRC fourth floor.
Okay, that's what I was about to ask where you at, because
Yeah, GRC fourth floor.
one story, man. My boy Terrell, I don't know if you met him before, but Terrell, he lived in Johnson. So,
The trenches.
so he lived
Man.
ninth floor on Johnson. We came 2017 Halloween. It was like a group of five of us. And so we pull up, right? And we walk in like, damn, what's going on over here? We hop in the elevator. We going up the elevator, and one of my friends jumps and we get stuck, bro. And we were stuck for an hour and 30 minutes.
Nah,
Six, six
I'd be
dudes, bro.
heated.
Six
Be
dudes in one elevator, no food, no water, just chilling. And then while we're stuck in the elevator, we hear the next elevator get stuck, and we hear like these bunch of girls like start screaming. We're like, nah, bro, it's over. We're done. So the fire department,
damn.
bro, the fire department came. We had to like use like we were like the exit was here and we were like down here. We had to like climb up and like
Yeah,
get
I know
out,
exactly. Yeah, the
bro.
joint be at the top. Yeah,
So we stayed there for the weekend.
sick.
The other 2 days we were there, we had to climb up them damn them narrow ass stairs, the 9 levels, bro, to go to Johnson.
I think the last time I was in Johnson was when my brother was here, and he graduated 2017. So I was
Mm-hmm.
like 2013. Yeah, 2013. Bruh, Johnson's just it's just bad. And then they closed it. Now the sick part was when they closed it down right when we came back from winter break.
Mm-hmm.
And those kids were scrambling to find housing.
Yeah,
Like so you got a bunch of kids in Johnson. They don't have housing no more. So now they have to either go get a room with people in the other three dorms, or they had to go off campus at like a hotel or something. And the bad thing is VCU gave them like $1,000 incentive. I was like, bro, what is $1,000 gonna do? Y'all just kick them out of
that's
housing.
barely like a month's rent.
Y'all just kicked them out of housing. I just gave them $1,000. Yeah, y'all can't give them nothing else other than just $1,000.
Yeah, shout out VC, man.
They have their priorities messed up. That's all I'm gonna say about VCU. I have a lot to say, but they have their priorities really messed up right now.
And last year, speaking of all that fiasco, meanwhile, you're a freshman, and meanwhile, you have to have a meal plan. So let's talk about
Bruh.
let's talk about the meal plan.
200, bro. I
Crazy.
left every time. I left both semesters with between 20 to 40 swipes. I got tired of the food really quick. Not gonna lie. I've had people who tell me, like friends I know, people I know that were freshmen last year with me, bro, they leave with like 50, 60, 70, 80 swipes. Because that food, after a while, I got tired of canes. I didn't want to just keep eating canes every day.
Yep.
Chick-fil-A was only open. Chick-fil-A, you can only go like you could go. So I figured out a way you get 3 swipes. You can use three in a week.
Mm-hmm.
You just do one swipe at the beginning of the week, and then like near like ended like Friday, Saturday, I get like 2 1 swipe meals.
Okay.
So you can only they limit to where you get 3 swipes a week at Chick-fil-A, which is stupid to me. Then what else did they have? I didn't like Pizza Hut. Subway was like is iffy. What else? Twisted Taco was terrible. I don't know why they took out IHOP. Bring back IHOP, VCU, please. Begging you. Bento's good actually. I like the sushi and the chicken rice bowls.
Mm-hmm.
Schaefer, I never really went to. I went to Schaefer like twice.
I was about to ask you about that because when I came here, I heard mixed things. They were first of all, some people were gassing Schaefer like, "Yo, it's just
No,
fire! Like you got to
no,
go." And then I had other people telling me, "Don't ever step in Schaefer, bro." So I
no.
went a couple times, but I would never like because I didn't have swipes. I never had swipes, so I would always go. When my friends had swipes. They're like, "Yo, like I'll swipe you. Just come with me." So I would go, and it was horrible, bro. Like
Bro,
it was the most like
food
high school
is
cafeteria food, man.
terrible.
Yeah.
And people gassing up the waffle maker and the waffles and stuff. I was like, bro, those waffles aren't good. You can go to Kroger right down the way,
Mm-hmm.
get some Eggo waffles, heat them up, and you're good to go. Those waffles weren't nothing special.
Mm-hmm. All
What else
right,
did we
man.
have on campus? I think that's really it. The swipes. I don't think they should force freshmen to have 200 swipes. And then the class this year,
It's for the money.
it's 4,500 freshmen on this campus right now. Yeah, I don't know why they admitted double our class this year, but there's like 4,500 freshmen. So the campus is packed. Every food spot, especially Cane's and Chick-fil-A, the line is crazy. They don't be having workers, so it gets even worse. So I was like, I don't even know why I got. The only reason I got 50 swipes this year was if I'm out after class, after the gym, or after a meeting, and I want some food. I'm already out. I might as well just go swipe myself,
Mm-hmm.
get food, come back. And if I don't feel like cooking, I'll just do that. That's the only reason I got swipes this year.
And that panda line at like 11 p.m. too would be crazy.
Bruh,
All
nah, I can't even do it. Can't even do that one.
right, man. So I'm gonna ask you one more thing, and then we're gonna wrap it up. But So here it is, man. Here's the last question, and that's kind of the $1 million one. You a sophomore right now, just
Hmm.
started. Maybe 2, 3 years, you're gonna graduate. By that time, personally, what are some goals that you have wanted to accomplish by that time?
2, 3 years from now. It's a great question. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really think about it too much. Like I have goals. I use the notes app like every day. I'm not gonna lie. I use it for any and everything on my phone. So goals wise, 2 to 3 years from now would be freelancing for coding and photography. That's one of the goals. Um, get a credit card. I know I need a credit card and build up that credit. Invest, do more investing and read up on financial literacy more to get better at it. I wanted to start like a self-care for Black men type of website, but I
Okay.
might have to come back on that idea. I brought that up like last year, so I'm gonna try to come back to that because I know that's kind of big in our community. Um, get an internship, get a couple internships, but by the time I graduate, um, what else? What else did I say? Learn learn some more languages because I want to travel.
Okay.
That's like my main thing was I never really cared about materialistic stuff or like how people want, I want a big house or a fast car or I want a lot of money, this and that. I just cared about traveling whenever and wherever I wanted to. So I wanted to learn Italian, Spanish, French again, and Japanese again. Those four languages right now.
Damn. That's cold, man. That's tough.
Yeah, I'm trying to, now that you asked me that, I definitely need to think about goals, 2, 3 year goals, since in 2 to 3 years isn't really that long. And how college goes, that's pretty quick timing. So I
Mm-hmm.
definitely do need to think about that. That's a good question, actually, that you asked.
You telling me, man, it's gonna fly by. Trust me. All right, man. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Ron Stuivants on the YSN universe on the YSN channel. Thank you so much for coming on, bro. I
I
appreciate it.
appreciate you for having me, man. I'm gonna talk to Steph. If you ever can come down here, man, we'll get you on like a podcast, like how it is to like
Anytime,
run your
man.
own podcast, like the startup, like the process of it. So we'll definitely try to get you on that episode. Gotta show love, to get love, man.
That's
And I
love.
see you be doing the show love Saturdays. I appreciate it.
Oh, Saturday's coming soon.
Y'all tap in with that, man.
Then, man.
It's free to show love. For real, for real.
Always. All right, Ron. Thank you so much, man. I'll definitely let you know when I'm in Richmond. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is YSN Yanni Sports Nation signing out.
Seem like the life I feed. Seem like the life I feed's a little distant.